I feel that she walks here because we honor her. And I feel any other person or writer or commentator or holy, whatever you said fathers, I don't know which fathers, but who don't honor her, then they've lost out.
The Church Fathers' campaign against Mary Magdalene culminated in the 6th century, when the Pope declared in a sermon that the 7 demons she had been cured of by Jesus were in fact the 7 cardinal sins. For the next 1400 years, she was portrayed as a prostitute.
Now the Holy Fathers say that the demons were passions or something inside her that weren't active. She didn't actually do them, but she had to fight them. And that was a big struggle. And so he healed her of that struggle.
Do we know what happened to her at the end of her life?
Well, she went to Ephesus, and she died there. And then her relics were transferred from Ephesus to Constantinople in the 9th century, I think. And then they sort of got dispersed all over after that.
Do you have any of them here?
Yes.
Can I see them?
Sure. So, St. Mary Magdalene, with a piece of her, I think it's her hand right here. Yeah.
Wow, that's heavy.
I know, it's pretty intense.
So that's a piece of the arm of Mary Magdalene?
Yes.
For mainstream Christianity, Mary Magdalene is a dangerous figure, because you can't admit a woman as a very important figure in the church without having to argue about women nowadays. I think the Mary Magdalene cover-up is a great tragedy for the church and for the culture as a whole.
But it wasn't just her sex that caused Mary trouble. She also fell foul of one of the church's earliest power struggles. To understand it, you have to examine some of the ancient Christian texts that were deliberately kept out of the Bible. Many had to be hidden away for hundreds of years to escape the church's destructive power. One of the most important is the 2nd century Gospel of Mary. It pitches Mary Magdalene in a battle for power with the church's traditional founder, St. Peter.
Peter asked the others about the Saviour. Did he really speak with a woman in private? Should we all turn and listen to her? Did he really prefer her to us?
In the Gospel of Mary, Mary has the leading role in the new church, but Peter refuses to accept her and constantly questions her authority.
Levi said to Peter, "You are always angry. Now I see you are arguing against this woman like an adversary. If the Saviour made her worthy, who are you to reject her?"
Today, Peter's home is one of the most important pilgrimage sites in the Holy Land. I had arranged to meet Father Stefano, a Franciscan monk and an archaeologist. Now tell me, how important was Simon Peter to the gospel story? How important was he to Jesus?
I think there was a special link between them. A friendship, very hard friendship, and a special love between them. Peter gave to him the most beautiful room of his house, the house the archaeologists found.
In terms of the Catholic tradition, your authority then is a direct line from St. Peter.
That's it. That's it. Because Peter, at the end of his life, became the first bishop of Rome. So the bishop of Rome have the tradition of St. Peter.
In promoting Peter, the Church Fathers wrote Mary almost completely out of the story. The bitterness of this battle is recorded in another Christian text suppressed by the Church, the Pistis Sophia.
Mary came forward and said, "My master, I understand in my mind that I can come forward at any time, but I am afraid of Peter, because he threatens me and hates our sex."
5 miles away from Peter's home is another ancient site controlled by the Church, Magdala, the home of Mary Magdalene. Until now, the Church has refused all public access. How come this place is all locked up?
Because it's not prepared
It's not
to
prepared yet.
welcome people. And also because it was in abandon for more than 30 years after the excavation was made.
So how big was the ancient city of Magdala?
According to the written sources, more than 40,000 people
40,000 people.
in time of Jesus.
So it was possibly bigger than Capernaum.
It was a city.
One of the few times the Bible does mention Mary underlines her crucial contribution to the birth of Christianity.
And the 12 were with him, and also some women who had been healed of evil spirits. Mary, called Magdalene, Joanna, the wife of Chusa, and Susanna, and many others who provided for him out of their means.
Not only did Mary follow Jesus, she was also his patron.
Mary was the more closest person to Jesus. She was like her girlfriend, something like. It was a like revolution for the mentality of that time. Because one who professed himself to be the Messiah used to speak, to stay with women.
And she turns up when Jesus dies.
Right. She was there under the cross. The other disciple go away.
Disappeared. Even Simon Peter disappears.
Right.
Mary is faithful. She's committed. She does a
was
great deal.
there.
She's the first evangelist. So how come there isn't the same kind of effort into restoring the place where the first evangelist, a woman, comes from?
That's it. This is the only area excavated. All the other area, according to the new town planning, will be hotels by the sea and commercial area by the way. Over the ancient monastery, there is the...
Fairground.
Yeah.
They've put a fairground over the ancient
You can
monastery.
imagine?
But what I don't understand is, when I go to Capernaum, where we've just come from, there's a lot of money, time and energy that's gone into it because it's St. Peter. But here, where it's Mary Magdalene, there doesn't seem to be the same kind of effort into maintaining
It's very
or
easy.
remembering
Yeah.
this woman's connection with Jesus.
I think this. We have work to do.